My name is Jeff McMullen. I'm the editor-in-chief of JBV and a professor at Indiana University in entrepreneurship. My paper is about escalation of commitment in the Mount Everest disaster. It's kind of an unusual paper. The motivation for it started before I was even a doc student. I enjoyed entrepreneurship. I was an entrepreneur. I worked with entrepreneurs, and the thing that really attracted me is that they just have a kind of a sense of adventure, and they want to take control of their lives, and that really plays out with the entrepreneurial mindset. And so when I went into the literature as a doc student, it seemed like everything was rah. Here's the entrepreneurial mindset, here's all the benefits of it. And I agreed with that, but there were also a lot of costs and problems. And amongst those were the fact that it's extremely difficult to let go. And at that time, I was also really interested in mountaineering and adventure, and I read Into Thin Air by John Krakauer. It's a fantastic book. I love literature. And I couldn't help but see it was a business story about two entrepreneurs trying to make it, and how they didn't want to commit and lay their plans out there because they wanted to keep all their options open. They wanted to improvise. And sometimes those improvisations can be deadly, and in their case, that's what happened. So basically, they both had turnaround times that keep them safe, that if you're not at the summit by then, they both violated those, and it allowed the disaster to happen. So people think it was a big storm that caused the death of all these people on Everest in 1996, but it wasn't. It was absolutely an unwillingness to openly commit to milestones and say, and to really take an objective look at how their firms were performing at that moment. And so out of that, we toggled back and forth between theory and the case, back and forth. So it was a really unusual paper and very difficult to publish. Went through multiple rounds of many journals. People always loved part of it and not the other part. They wanted it to be more inductive or more deductive. And they wanted to pull it one direction or the other. Sometimes one reviewer would say this, the other would say that. And I'd put it in the drawer several times, and then I'd come back to it. And I'd put it in the drawer, I'd go through the cycle and redo the paper completely. But I just knew there was something there. And then this final round, I had a doctoral student say, "This paper's awesome, why is this not published?" And I'm like, because it's been my own Everest. An escalation of commitment. I could have written 20 papers in the time that it took to write that one. And he rekindled my interest. He was into escalation of commitment. Together we finally got to the summit. So sometimes it's a long, arduous journey, but if you really believe in the project, then you never really die. And so that's basically probably one of my favorite papers that I've ever written. The implications for that paper, I would have to say that too often entrepreneurs don't break up success into these milestones and evaluate along the way. So they're stuck in the implemental mindset, which is self-serving. You process information through the lens of wanting to kind of take a blind eye to the objective facts. And by setting these milestones you have and being public about that, you basically open yourself up to criticism and to step out of that implemental mindset, be deliberative for a few minutes, and make better choices. And so I think it's very useful. Several of my entrepreneur friends that I've told the story to, worked with in the case, they've agreed, they've said that's happened to them, and they've really enjoyed the paper as well, so that's rewarding.